Alright, what's up, boys and girls and dudes? This video is for whom it may concern, okay? For those of you who are still, back holding MMAT or believe that, in a short-term time span that you guys gonna make a profit on a stock, or you see the 53% increase from the beginning of, I think, last week or this week or something like that. It went up like a ridiculous amount, but in reality, if a $1 stock, a 53% increase, will give it a 1.53, right? But a $2 stock, a 50% increase will be $1. But if you go and look at all of these pump and dump stocks, they have a very distinguished pattern that they're always gonna be there. Is you will see on average, it goes down day by day by, a lagging amount, like a 1, 2, 3, tops 5. And then maybe on a super bad day, it goes down by 15%. But on a particular day, it might go up by 20% to 30% or something along that line. But you will see that the volume does not support that. So when the volume doesn't support that, the entire structure of that stock will just crumble, like the case of MMAT. And if Fed is actually going to increase interest rate again, then by the end of next month, MMAT will go back down to around $1. And it might even happen sooner. It will happen sooner or later because we're in a recession and people are trimming down on all of their risky assets. And, this is just my personal opinion. Again, I'm not financial advisors. I do not give financial advices. Everything I say on this channel is for shits and giggles, right? I don't understand why a lot of people bought in or decided to buy a lot of, and again, on the day, I think it was Monday, their divisional patent got passed. MMAT's Glucowise, which is a glucose detector that is non-intrusive, which I look at the patent, it's pretty nice. However, from applying for a patent to production, to actually sell to B2B or B2C, it takes a long while for medical devices. From development to about maturation, you're looking at over a year and a half. And if you look at how much money MMAT actually has in their bank account in terms of cash, because they recently also did another acquisition for a company, the UK. It's like a metallizing techniques company, and I totally think they pay too much premium. But that's just my personal opinion. And if you look at that, you realize that, hey, this stock, especially with the special dividend, it might not even worth $1. Because think about it. Right now, MMAT concludes whatever George's business is plus whatever John Bretta's business used to be. Right? So basically MMAT equals the MMAT plus the MMAT LP. What is interesting here is when you strip away MMAT LP, do a spin-off on, from MMAT, that means whatever value construct that MMAT LP has will be taken away from MMAT, which means if you think MMAT worth $1 right now, that means it's a combined value of oil asset plus whatever George has going on, revenue recognition on a basis of developmental projects or selling cool goggles and films. You can all of those are facts. You can go and look at your 10K and tell me I'm wrong. If you look at the actual sales of the product, the growth was just horrendous. They're not really selling their products. They're claiming that they want to license, but no one wants to license the product. They're claiming they plan to sell more. But a lot of those agreements that you see are disclosed are basically seller side agreement where, because if you think about it, they're still a startup, so they need to get into certain places. So they will commit a certain amount of capital and then trying to help this person to developmental cost and sort of give a soft projection on how much they will sell, and then the supplier of certain films in this case, they will basically give them a contract worth that much of money, but that amount of money is not guaranteed unless they sold or unless they provide evidence that they can sell this to a certain party. Okay, I'm alluding to one of those sub clauses on the 10K for those of you who are observant and actually look at it. Another thing about MMAT is you got to realize that, you know, all of these big 50% or 20% or 30% increase, a lot of those are half retail buying in, because if you look at the retail flow right now, at $1, you have a lot of retail just standing down and not willing to sell. And when you have that, that means the cost of borrowing will increase. But here's the interesting part about this, is when the cost of borrowing increases and you're a hedge fund that wants to short this company, you look at the company, you're gonna be like, holy shit, it's $1. What's the probability of $1 stock getting delisted? And what's the probability of $1 stock going even down? It's not, the probability is so low, right? Because $1 is literally your delisting criteria. It's actually 90 to 180 days. I don't remember the specific rules for that, but I think it's 90-day warning or 180-day warning. And you will probably see that warning a little bit later on this year for MMAT. So then, if you're a hedge fund or if you're anyone that you guys will be like, I hate those guys, they short the stock. They actually shorted for their merit to their logic, okay? Let's just say they're evil. So evil people all just want to make money. So in this case, they can't even make more money, keep shorting MMAT. So they were just covered, because a lot of those positions are built when MMAT was $10. So right now, even if they covered at 1, they made $9 already per share. And a lot of them have like over $20 million of position in the stock. And I think I'm debunking the myth where a lot of people just think shorting is a 1 to 2 day effort. No, it's not. It's a lot of those firms build like long-term shorting goals based on fundamentals for the people who shorted at 10 and sort of wait until it drags down and down and down. A lot of them covered at 3, and a lot of them covered when it first reaches 1, and then a lot of them actually covered closing to this week, because again, quarter results are coming in. If you're a hedge fund or a fund, you want to tell your investors that you're doing good, especially in this situation or financial environment. And then when you do that, they will give you more money, and you will have more money to do either shorting or buy back equity, which is really cheap. So in this case, there's literally just no liquidity in MMAT, because those of you who don't understand how the market works is that you need a certain proportion of short parties to make this stock liquid. It just means, I will drive more volume, I will drive more people attention, spike of short interest, all this kind of stuff. This ecosystem is based on the buyer and sellers, and shorting is normal. Going long is normal too. So just because those guys are shorting and you guys are going long and maybe does not understand the fundamental of the company, doesn't mean these guys should just go die and kill themselves or something along that line. It just doesn't make any sense. Just don't put too much hate on them. It's just their job. It's literally a profession. How this works is, if you look at the company and you see, hey, there's something wrong with the financial statement, there's something wrong with how equity distribution, there's something wrong with how their business model are doing. In this case, is actually business model for MMAT is actually horrendous. So you're gonna be like, okay, it doesn't worth that much. Because think about it, if they have 200, let's just say they have 200 million shares of outstanding shares. $1, that's 200 million, right? So this company worth 200 million. But how much revenue they're actually making every single year? Well, are they making 5 million? No, they're not. In order to justify that this company worth 200 million, they have to at least do a 20 million on an annual basis revenue, at least. In my opinion, they probably need to make some profit. But in this case, if you're doing this on a business or investor perspective, is every $1 I invest in this company, I will lose half of that $1. So it's a negative ROI investment. Why would I keep doing it? Why? Just because a lot of retail investors keep hyping up this thing, which they actually don't understand how the technology actually works, right? All right, this is it for this video. Hopefully you guys love it. And again, this is just my personal opinion. You can just hear it as shits and giggles. And I don't really have graphics, so you guys can just, listen to it and sort of unpack the logic a little bit. and ask some questions in the comment section, hopefully. So I can see some internet trolls again asking, like, a lot of the comment section people are just hilarious. Like, for example, there's one of you asking, the literally on the statement, it says the internal control issues in MMAT will be remedied, or they're planning to remedy by the end of this year, which is 2020. Which was 2022. And then the comment section is saying, did you not see that they just already fixed their internal control? And again, it takes months, not if years, to fix your internal control issues. So amateur hours again. Okay, I think this is it for this video, and hope you guys love it. I'll see you guys on the upside. Well, most likely the market's gonna turn red, but hey, we gotta be positive, right?